Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
One thing you must realize is that the moment you decide that you want to achieve something, you must of necessity experience temporal setback. Imagine a child that wants to start walking, that wants to learn how to walk. What happens? When the child tries to stand, many times he will fall. In fact, even when the child started to take some steps, the child will still keep falling. Now, that the child falls doesn't mean that the child will never walk. Are you getting it? Sometimes you might not be able to count the number of times in fact, not even sometimes, you cannot be able to count the number of times a child falls before he finally learns how to walk. So that you fail doesn't mean that you will not be able to make it. Don't allow temporal setback stop you. Just like that child, if you fall, you go again, right? You must realize that temporal setbacks should not stop you. That's part of life, right? In order for you to master something, sometimes you will fail, and then failure doesn't mean that you are not good. Failure just means that okay, there is something that you have not yet done correctly, and then if you can get to know that thing and correct it, you are going to succeed. So don't allow temporal setbacks stop you. Okay?
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
The spirit of a victor does not take no for an answer. Someone who is determined to succeed doesn't take no for an answer. How do I mean? You can try to do something and then you fail, but that doesn't mean that you now allow that failure to decide the future. No, you will pick up again and try again. Are you getting it? So failure, successful or someone with the spirit of a victor doesn't take no for an answer. Are you getting it? So let's assume that you make the decision that you want to become financially free, and then you try to follow a particular path that will lead to financial freedom, and then it happens that as you follow through that path you couldn't get to your financial freedom, right? That should not make you now say no, I would not want to be financially free anymore. No, no, no. You have to keep on. Don't take no. Don't cancel the vision because the path that you took failed. Are you getting it? So someone that has the spirit of a victor, that has the determination to succeed, doesn't take no for an answer. Now, I do not mean that you would I don't mean that you would make people uncomfortable because you don't take no for an answer, and then you begin to pressure people and all of that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in your inner man. You don't allow failure bring you down. That's what I mean. That's the spirit of a victor. So you can go to an office to apply for something and they tell you no. You are leaving that office, right? But you are not allowing yourself to be broken. Are you getting it? There are some people, the moment somebody tells them no, then they are broken and then they cannot move further again. So when I'm saying that you don't take no for an answer, I'm not saying that you keep disturbing the particular system that you are looking for a favor, right? You might still ask for favor, right? I'm not stopping you, but I'm saying that in your inner man, you don't allow yourself to be broken down, right? Let me explain it further with the issue of relationship. That as a brother, for example, or as a man, for example, you approach a lady and then you propose to her and then she said no, right? That doesn't mean that you shouldn't approach another person, right? So you should not be broken down to feel that, oh, this lady said no, that means I'm not good enough and then no one can say yes to me. So I'm not saying that the spirit of a victor does not take no for an answer to mean that you should keep disturbing that lady until she says yes. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying that even if she says no, you don't allow yourself to be broken, right? You move ahead and get to someone who you think is still compatible with you, and then try whether the person would agree to you or not. Are you getting it? So the spirit of a victor doesn't take no for an answer. So never take no for an answer, right? If a particular system or a particular party says no, take another route. Is that okay?
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
One thing you must realize about a victor is that failure or success cannot stop him. There are some people that when they succeed, they become reluctant, or when they fail, they become discouraged. Now look at it. When you are reluctant, you cannot move forward, and when you are discouraged, you also cannot move forward. So if someone wants to stop you from moving further, he can make you to succeed, and that by that success, you cannot become reluctant, and then you will not move forward again. Or he can insist that you fail, so that by that failure, you don't move forward again. Now, I want to let you understand that there is something called the spirit of a victor. Now, the spirit of a victor cannot be stopped by success or by failure. If a victor succeeds, he keeps moving. If he fails, he keeps moving. That's how a victor is, right? So if you must imbibe the spirit of a victor, success or failure would never stop you. If you succeed, good and fine, we keep moving. If you fail, good and fine, you keep moving. So whether failure or success, it should not stop you. It should not break you down. Success should not make you reluctant, while failure should not make you discouraged. Keep moving, no matter the situation.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
Let me tell you something about Jesus. In his earthly ministry, he got to a point that he did exceptional miracle. In fact, he fed people. He multiplied bread and fishes, and then he fed people with that. And as a result, they wanted to make him king. Now look at it. He had a purpose, and that purpose was that he is to come and die for the sin of mankind. But people in his days wanted to make him king, and that sounds like success. But he had a goal. But because of the goal that he had, he refused to be crowned king. That is someone that has the spirit of a victor. I tell you, Jesus Christ has the spirit of a victor. That success couldn't stop him, right? Though he was successful in ministry, his name, his fame went abroad. People knew him. In fact, people loved him. They wanted to crown him king. But he knew that there is something more important than kingship that is pursuing. So he did not allow success to stop him. So as a person, success should not stop you. That you succeed to become a governor, right, doesn't mean that you should become reluctant. There are other things ahead that you can pursue. Are you getting it? Yes, that as a public speaker, you are able to speak to hundreds of people, right? That shouldn't stop you. That is success, but it shouldn't stop you. You should push towards talking to thousands of people. What am I trying to say? I'm just trying to let you realize that success should not stop you. If you are succeeding, that doesn't mean that you should not keep pushing. Keep pushing for that goal that makes you start, that made you to start in the first place.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
Let me tell you something again about Jesus. Jesus is someone that did not allow hardship to stop him. What Jesus Christ came to do was to die for the sin of mankind, for my sin and your sin, so that we can have forgiveness. Now, when he came to earth, and then he was making sure to fulfill that, something happened along the way that he felt discouraged, right? He felt as though he should not continue with the task because of the burden of suffering in order to pay the sacrifice for us, right? So he felt like not continuing. In fact, he experienced a lot of hardship. He was beaten. A lot of things happened. He would have given up, but he never allowed hardship to stop him. That is a wonderful thing to learn. That is a spirit of a victor. A victor has something in mind that he wants to accomplish, and then hardship will not discourage him. Hardship will not stop him, and failure will not stop him. So you must have it's possible you have something that you are pursuing. You must make sure that hardship does not discourage you. I would tell you that there are so many times that I felt discouraged because of the things that I'm passing through. It felt like I should just give up. It felt like I shouldn't continue. But I know, no. I couldn't stop. I cannot stop because I know that many are dependent upon me. So I cannot give up. So I had to keep pushing, even though things are tough. I get in. So if things are tough, that should not stop you. Keep moving. Don't be discouraged because you are meant to be a blessing to the world, and then you cannot be a blessing when you give up. So don't give up and keep pushing. Hardships will not stop you. The spirit of a victor cannot be stopped by hardship. Neither can it be reluctant by success. So hardship should not stop you.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
One thing I want to let you know is that you should keep pushing as long as you are breathing. You should never come to a point that you are still alive and you are still breathing and then you feel that there's no more anything to do. There is always something to do. If you have accomplished everything that you ever desire to accomplish, or you have accomplished everything that God has set in your heart to accomplish, you can mentor people, you can train people. There is always something to do. You should not be like one rich fool in the Bible that cultivated a lot of stuffs, and then after he has piled them up, he now said that there is nothing that he has to do anymore than to just sit down and enjoy himself. And because of that, his life was demanded of him, and then he couldn't live to enjoy that wealth that he have gathered. What am I trying to say? So long as you are still breathing, so long as you are still alive, keep moving. That's the spirit of a victor. A victor doesn't come to a point that he feels that there is nothing to be done anymore. No, he keeps doing something until he breathes his last.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
Most times, when we see great people doing well, subconsciously, we usually used to think that it was all rosy. Now let me let you know this, that it wasn't rosy for any great man. Any man that you see today that is doing well, it wasn't rosy for him. Right? There were obstacles they crossed. There were mountains they climbed. There were valleys they crossed. So don't see great people and just admire them and feel things just happened for them, and just feel that they were lucky. There's no man that was lucky. Yes, we would have our advantages here and there, of which you also have yours, right? But I assure you that it wasn't rosy for anyone. So don't expect it to be rosy for you. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that things can be hard for you today, but that is how it was for every great man you see out there. So endure it, push it, trust God for grace to be able to walk through with you in a difficult moment. Many times when you see Joseph in the Bible when he became prime minister, you will think as though everything went well for him until he sits down one-on-one with you and begin to tell you his story of how he was thrown into the well, of how he was accused wrongly and thrown into the prison. Then you will now realize that it wasn't all rosy for him. So you must realize that it's never rosy for great men. Great men had to pass a lot of difficult things, right? They have to pass through a lot of hard things. So that you are experiencing hardship today doesn't mean that that's the end for you. And it doesn't mean that you will not be great. It's just a process and it will pass. It came to pass. So because it came, it will pass, right? So don't be discouraged. Keep pushing, right? Keep pushing. Don't give up. I feel like shouting to somebody. Please listen to me. Don't give up, right? Don't allow that dream go away because you have tried it several times and then it did not work out. I personally, there are a lot of things that I've tried out so many times, and then they kept failing. But I kept pushing, right? Come on, you need to buckle up. You need to stand up. Man up, right? I don't mean that ladies. I'm referring even to ladies. Man up and achieve something, right? And pass through the difficulty. It wasn't rosy for anybody. So don't just feel that because it's not rosy for you, it's not going to happen for you. It will happen for you. So don't give up. Okay? Yeah, let me see you at the other side of success.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.